Basketball World Cup 2023 win for all.
Welcome back inside Okinawa Arena. It's Germany, Finland going toe-to-toe to close out Group E play. Desmina Barton alongside FIBA Hall of Famer Andrew Gaze. The team that has the biggest cushion here throughout the tournament is Germany, while Finland trying to close out their group play on a positive note, looking for their first victory in the tournament.
It is, and they made history for all the wrong reasons the other night against Japan in one of the more memorable games of the tournament, where Japan got their very first win against a European opponent. It was special scenes for Japan. It would have been a vast disappointment for Finland because their hopes of proceeding have diminished, so they'll go to the classification round. But in that classification round, they want to be going there with some level of positivity, and no better way to do that against a team that's undefeated in the group, and that is, of course, their opponents tonight, which is Germany. They had a spectacular 85-82 point win over one of the tournament favourites, Australia, just 2 nights ago, and they are getting some outstanding contributors from a lot of players. They got 5 players in their first 2 games averaging double digits scoring, so they've got a number of options to go to, but their prime movers are their guards. Marda Lowe, he was superb with 20 points against Australia, but the engine room, the anchor, and all the other adjectives that you want to describe him as he contributes to the team is Dennis Schroeder. He came up with 30 points against Australia, and Australia had no answer to his inside and outside game.
And Germany, the red-hot team right now, they are stringing together 5 straight victories on World Cup stage, aiming to make it 6 in a row tonight. If they win, they will go ahead and complete their first ever unbeaten preliminary round in World Cup history. And of course, Germany already sealing their fate, as we will see them moving on to the second round. This is the 9th all-time meeting between these two teams, and it is Finland that wins that record 5-3, but the last 2 meetings happened earlier this year, and it's been all Germany.
Well, it certainly has, but that was in the qualification period, the European qualification, in order for the teams to get to this event. And Germany, they only had 2 of their current roster were playing in those games, as opposed to Finland, who had 5 of the players on the roster that we see tonight playing in those games. So it was a different game, but it's all part of the process to get here.
A look at the slate of the games today, which will close out Group E play. Australia taking on the host nation in the nightcap here from Okinawa Arena. Germany, like we said, has already sealed their fate, win or lose in this game today, but every matchup matters as far as points are taken into consideration. And
based on their form against Australia.
And before we get started here, we will begin with the national anthems, first with the visiting team in Finland. And now for the home team, Germany.
Please remain silent for the national anthem of Germany.
And it's almost game time. Andrew Gaze, Despina Barton, you see the coaches there at midcourt. Gordon Herbert for Germany and Lassi Tuabi shaking it up before the contest. These two teams meeting for the first time here in Okinawa, a part of the 2023 FIBA Men's World Cup. And Group E has been coined the Group of Death. That's because there's a lot of talent and not a whole lot of people moving on.
No, that's right, and it's been a tough one, and a very good team's going to miss out. And there we see the officials.
A look at the crew for today. Tasked with calling a clean game. We've had a lot of great crews out on the floor and keep the competition moving along. And
absolutely, and I tell you what, if Finland are going to cause an upset, and that's what it would be if they were to get this win, they've got to pick it up on the defensive end. They've been poor in that category. They've given up already in the first two games 196 points. And that is currently the second worst of any team in the competition. So they are leaking a lot of points with their defense. And they need to do something about that if they're going to turn around their fortunes. And have we look at the starters, and a lot of it's going to be around that man to your right of the screen, Markkinen. He's a superstar, and if you look at his numbers, averaging 23 points a game in the two games and 10 rebounds, they are fantastic, but he's been renowned for his three-point shooting, and that's been a little subpar. 3 of 14 from the three-point line, but across the board, the numbers are good. In that upset against Japan, 27 points and 12 rebounds. He did everything he could to get his team over the line, but it wasn't enough.
He's going to need some assistance, and he's going to look to his teammate here. And Makshuni, the 25-year-old point guard, to be the deliverer and administrator for this Finland squad. Makshuni had 12 points, 5 assists versus Japan, but he wasn't a true presence for Coach Tuavi in that contest just a couple nights ago. Louis Tuavi, 36 years young. He is the second youngest coach here in World Cup play. But his composure and his coaching abilities certainly doesn't lack competing at the world's biggest stage.
Well, it's an extraordinary performance to get Finland to this tournament, and you should be very proud of that, and still want to try and finish the tournament as strong as they possibly can. They're trying to now get into a position where they make the Olympic qualifiers. This team, well, they're trying to qualify in their own right. They're going to move ahead, and what a lineup it is. Isaac Bonga, he's 6'8", runs the point guard position a lot of the time, along with Dennis Schroeder. He handles the ball most of the time. You've got Wortman, who's a great inside presence. Daniel Tice, NBA experience and ops, can shoot it. And they've also, let's not forget about another NBA player in Wagner. Now, there's issues with Franz Wagner, and as expected, he is not going to suit up today. He injured his ankle against Australia. This man on your screen has been nothing short of spectacular. Dennis Schroeder, 30 points against Australia, and they were much needed, along with his backcourt partner, Mardo Lowe. He was sensational, 20 points and a perfect 4 of 4 from the three-point line. And in those dying moments, he hit a three-pointer from the left-hand wing that came off the bank. And sometimes it's better to be, you got to be a little lucky. Gordon Herbert, the Canadian, he's been at the helm a couple of years now, and doing some very fine work.
Yeah, Coach Herbert here leading the team to a bronze medal finish at Eurobasket 2022. This is a group that has had some consistency. 7 players returned from the Tokyo squad for Germany. And like you mentioned, Franz Wagner, he injured his ankle. We saw him go down in the fourth quarter versus Japan. And he's had now 4 days of rest. And maybe this is an opportunity for Lassi Tuovi's crew to pull together, expose some weaknesses, but Germany, a very sound team with a lot of depth here in Okinawa.
They do. They run the floor well, and Schroeder, he controls the tempo. The little fella, he can shoot it, and don't underestimate his distribution abilities as well. A real smart, savvy point guard.
For Finland, they've averaged 22 points from the bench during the World Cup. We saw them falter against Australia. It was the Boomers that forced 19 turnovers. So in game 1, they struggled to control the ball. And against Japan, I think Japan just wanted the game more, made history on this court, came from behind. We're trailing by as many as 18 in the second half. It was a remarkable scene here as we watch Japan win their first ever World Cup game and upset Finland 2 evenings ago.
Well, if you're looking for statistical areas that might favor Finland, Germany have won just one of their last 5 games against European opponents. It was back in 2010 against Serbia, but only won that one by a point. So Germany has had some issues against their European counterparts. And this time around, though, this looks like a much more composed, balanced, well-organised German team with just talent-laden right throughout. When you think of Moritz Wagner, who comes off the bench, he averages 10 points in the NBA with the Orlando Magic, and he led the scoring for him in game 1 against Japan. So they've got a nice scoring punch coming off the bench as well.
And then you add the component and the celebrities here in the building. Dirk Nowitzki, of course, Jorge Garbajosa, and then Zaza Pachulia all get a front row seat here.
As they should. Respect for the legends.
Ready? Here we go.
So jump ball, and it is Germany. First touch here for Schroeder. The thread taken away. Valtunen in trouble driving baseline. Jan Tunen backing down Schroeder. The kick to Little. Wing shot up. A miss. And the last one to touch this is going to be Tice. Excuse me.
It was on Markkanen. They called it off Markkanen. That Finland a little surprised. I like early signs, first possession, but what they see Finland doing with Schroeder, they learnt from what Australia did on those on-ball screens. They're hard showing. There you see it right there. Jan Tunen comes out and just hard shows, trying to keep Schroeder out of the action, make someone else beat you.
No look, open shot in the corner. That one's off. Another chance down here by Bonga. And the foul going against.
I think it's Valtunen, number 19. Ilias, he's put his hand up. Anyway, sometimes they put their hand up trying to keep a foul away from some of their stars.
Bonga rolls in the first. As we patiently await the scoreboard to update.
I think they're a little confused as well. Plays for Bayern. Isaac Bonga. Averaged 8.5 points a game, 5.5 rebounds. He's another one with NBA experience with the Lakers, Wizards, the Raptors. Been right around at a very high level.
And Germany picking up full court after the made free throws. Jantunen picks up his dribble, Markkanen threads to Little, through the gut, a miss. Bonga, one speed. Schroeder, step up for the three. In and out. Can't believe it.
I don't think you can see a ball go further down and be more in and then pop out. Schroeder there, he was a little shocked himself, thought it was in. And defensive transition is going to be critical. When you're giving up so many points, 98 points a game, they're giving up on average. Finland, it's those transition baskets you've got to try and eliminate. The defensive transition becomes vital.
Obst in the corner. Unable to convert. Markkanen is slowed down. Voltman there.
Really important, I think, for Finland to get off to a good start. They know that they can't advance, and they're playing this one in preparation for the classification rounds. And it's always, sometimes not, it's difficult to get motivated in those games. It shouldn't be. Anytime you're pulling on your jersey of your nation, you should be motivated.
Euro step, Valtunen. That one's a nice two. Schroeder calling for the screen. Working around the horn. Bonga driving. Extra pass down low. Tice spins. Fade away. Off back rim.
Ooh.
Markkanen, the cutter that pass was intended for. Flashing Tice, strong take on the left. He'll earn two from the free throw line.
Wow. Tice, good strong move there. There's the legends that we see on the screen. The man in the middle is Dirk Nowitzki. To his right was Barbarossa. And of course, Jaja Pachulia, the Georgian star. Won a couple of NBA titles, as did the great one, Dirk Nowitzki, with the Dallas Mavericks, but Jaja, I think, picked them up with the Golden State Warriors.
2017 and 2018. I'm sure he has a nice trophy case at home.
Mm-hmm.
Tice, 1 for 2. The 31-year-old who plays for the Pacers.
Injury-laden season, only played a handful of games last season, so he welcoming this opportunity to get some games into him.
Markkanen's first touch on the ball, it felt like Jantunen fights to keep it back. And it's out of bounds.
There's an issue with the clock, it looks like. Officials lost a couple of seconds, so they want to put it back on.
Finland here making their second appearance in World Cup play. They finished 22nd the last time they were here in 2014. Jantunen goes baseline, reverse, misses. And a slow start on offense for both of these teams. Little in front of Schroeder. Schroeder with the handles. Tice comes up, Schroeder goes to the rack.
A lot of standing around on that to play. Just spread the floor and let Schroeder go ahead and do his thing. And that's what happens when, what can happen when you've got a superstar on your team. He sees the team go 0-4 from the field. Just take matters into his own hands. And now we've got a substitution with that nice foul. John Truman checks out. Checks out with the 2 fouls. Pretty standard fare these days. When that first quarter someone picks up 2, very unusual to see the coach keep them in.
Schroeder gets both. Germany out in front by 3. Little just fine getting the ball over midcourt. Trying to get pushed around there is Madsen. He'll spin, kick it. Saline spots up from the wing. That one will drop. Nothing but net for Saline.
Turned out to be an outstanding pass by Madsen. Looked like he was running out of real estate along the baseline, but eventually found the kick out to Sassoon.
The kickball here will reset the shot clock.
Look at Saline. Saline. That's what he's renowned for. He can shoot the 3 ball. You give him that much time, he's going to make more than he misses.
Ball, Tice right to the rack. That one's disrupted. Alexander Madsen in his way. And Tice will head to the free throw line. 4th team foul for Finland. 1 more, and Germany will be shooting the rest of the quarter.
That's right, and I'm sure that the focus for Finland after their first 2 games in their days off as they go through the review. You get such little time on the floor in a tournament like this to correct some of the errors, and a lot of it's done in the video room as they go through the analysis, because recovery of the body is just as important. There's one of the stars of Germany. Yeah,
Germany playing with 11 players at least available here today. You just saw Franz Wagner not dressed on the sidelines there.
Ankle injury. Didn't look that severe, but probably being overly cautious now that they've ticked the box of phase 1 of going through to the next round.
After the injury, I text my friends back in Orlando and I said, you know, what do you think about this? They go, it's Franz, he'll be okay. I'm sure that's maybe what the MRI showed too, but we will confirm that later today.
It's just been a little clunky start for Germany. Second turnover, still 0-4 from the free throw line. All their points, it's 0-4 from the field. All their points have come from the free throw line, where they're 6 of 8. And they might be just a little content, a little complacent, perhaps not showing the urgency that we saw as they showed in that game against Australia.
Also, this is the 3rd game in 6 days for these 2 teams. The finale and Group E play. Markkanen. Feet up to Vaultman. He'll wait for Markkanen to go past him and lay it in on the left. It's a gracious fist pump here from Dirk Nowitzki. Madsen driving through, beats Vaultman to the spot.
Good solid play. Had the post up, and that is helped because there's a bit of action going both on the strong side and the weak side. Keeps the defense honest, allows that driving lane.
Vaultman pump fake, wait for someone to pick him up. Shot to Obst in the corner. Markkanen, 1-on-1. And a late whistle coming against Daniel Tice.
It was late. I think that's what upsets the players when they think they've got away with it. Let's have a look. Oh my, that is all ball. I can understand why Daniel Tice is a little upset. Easy sitting here when you've got the courtesy of replay and the 26 cameras that are on offer here. It becomes real easy to become official when you've got the benefit of hindsight.
And you're not running up and down the court, Andrew. I know I know you get your steps in every day, though.
You try to. This man here, he is going to be a superstar. What an NBA season he's coming off. NBA All-Star, most improved player. Back when he first came into the league, he was an NBA rookie. And with his work with the national team as well, he has earned 6 times. He's been the Finnish Player of the Year. Minnesota Timberwolves' 7th pick in the 2017 NBA draft.
I'll get that back to your teammate here for you.
And straight to the Bulls. Now.
Yeah, well, you guys are both working hard, all right? Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh, bit of help. Officials helping out with the floor wiping.
So Lauren Markkinen along the free throw line, the 7-footer, 26-year-old, plays for the Utah Jazz back in the United States. He had his GM and head coach here earlier in the tournament, Will Hardy and Justin Zanuck, showing support. A work trip across the world. Tice, the finish, the feed there by Maodo Low.
If you wonder why they're giving up the second most points of any team in the competition, that was the evidence we saw right there. Just a casual drive by Germany into the paint, and Finland just very submissive on the defensive end.
Markkinen, the putback, hook, finish off the missed basket from Makshuni. And Tiemann having his way after Markkinen flew over.
Well, that's a consequence. When you're hard showing on those on the screens, there's a roller. If you don't have any weak side help, there's no pressure on the pass. That pass is going to be on all night for those easy twos.
Zapala with the ball over to Makshuni. Markkinen with a clear height advantage over Schroeder, makes him pay.
He's getting it going now, the big fella. 6 points.
Skip pass, Makshuni with the steal. Zapala. And back-to-back big shots for Finland. They push a lead out to 4. Schroeder relatively quiet, 2 points here in the first quarter. He will pull up the elbow jumper and snag another 2.
It is, and if you're going to hard show, you've got to make sure the defender of Schroeder has got time to get back in front of him. It's one thing just to make that initial stop, but then you've got to contain him. And they weren't able to do it. And Schroeder with the mid-range, he's really good in that mid-range as Markkinen takes a rest, as does Bonga and Tice for Germany. So he just didn't have time to get back that time. Makshuni gets the help initially on the screen, but as you saw, he can't just leave Schroeder until the defender's back in a sound defensive position.
Zapala, step back 3. The bank not open, but his teammate clearing the way. Olivier Kumwa off the bench.
He's been impressive throughout the tournament. Didn't put that many points up on the board in the first game, but you can see he's bouncy, he's lively.
And Kumwa there to contest the shot by Tiemann. Doesn't matter, Tiemann with 5. Kamwa to the block. Jantunen laying on the left.
They got the mismatch. Jantunen down low. Schroeder was trying to guard him. It took him a while to recognize the mismatch, but eventually they got there. Schroeder forced a foul. Is that 3 ball?
So Miguel Jantunen will set up on the free throw line as Dennis Schroeder will take a breather for Coach Gordon Herbert. Finland back out in front by 3. Halut will take on those point guard duties. Along with Lowe here. Step back, clearing his own path. And rebound gobbled up by Grandison. The needle threaded, Jantunen finishes.
Germany has called timeout, and I suspect this timeout's going to focus on the defensive transition. That was a half-hearted effort to get back. There you see it. Wagner sort of trying, but he's got to work harder, but there's got to be a collective responsibility. Feel the pain. He was caught giving a head start to his teammate, and you need some assistance.
Dann können wir den Screener, der Void zur Mitte, ja, können wir direkt gehen.
Hey, listen. Hey, we're getting beat on the offensive boards. We're getting beat on transition. Hey, they're not working us on the offensive boards. All right? We get a switch, we got a box. All right? Hey, and we got to get back.
A look at some of what the Finnish have been able to do so well. Markkanen, extremely difficult to guard when he's in this close proximity to the basket.
He's 221 centimeters tall, and there you see it, he's got the size advantage over Schroeder. Schroeder does his best, carries a hand, but really not too much of a distraction to the big fella. You see Tice matching him up, and there's even a size advantage over Tice, but he can rough him up a little bit better, be a bit more physical with him and push him off his preferred spots. And he's a superstar in the making with his skill sets.
So 90 seconds to go here in the first. Lowe calling the O. The thread taken away, sniffing it out with Sapala for the steal. Lowe on the other end gets it back. The feed up, Grandison, Timon for 2-1 at the contact. Kamwa working on the block, turns, shoots, misses. We're running with Germany. Halut. Wagner posting on the block. Instead, Germany working around the horn. 6 to shoot. Lowe with the ball, driving. And a stop by Finland.
Real clunky, not a great possession. I don't know why didn't Halut just pass it in there. Had Wagner on the box and ignored him.
Mark shooting with the clock winding down. Sapala gonna have to take a shot here. Just flings a Hail Mary up, and there's nothing there. So at the end of the first quarter, it's Finland up by 3, 22-19.
Yeah, really good quarter by Finland. They've got the 3-point lead, but yeah, there was still some signs of some defensive vulnerability, but by and large, to keep Germany to 19 points and force them into 4 turnovers. Take a look at the numbers. And Germany eventually, after a slow start, they were 0-5 to start this one. They ended up 6 of 13, so their efficiency is shooting the ball eventually come good, but they were coughing it up with the 4 turnovers. That's too many. And there we see Saleen,
yeah, something we didn't see him do until late in the contest against Japan was shoot the ball from the outside. The big man presence down low for Germany, and Daniel Theis has been fun to see, and then a boost off the bench.
And Saleen, we saw him, and it just shows the progress that he's made as well, because he's now made 7 3-pointers in this World Cup, and that's as many as he did in his 5 games in the 2014 tournament. So, you know, it's a long time ago, 9 years ago, but the progress he's made, worked on his game, become a very important part of what Finland does from the 3-point line.
And Tiemann here, just out efforting in transition.
Yeah, he's already up to his highest point tally so far in a game this tournament, with the 7 in the first quarter.
I look here on your screen. Go ahead and scan that QR code. Make sure you have the Courtside 1891 app. That's where you're going to find all the schedules, games, scores, you name it's there. And make sure you're also following the digital team here on social media at FIBA WC. That's yes. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
The insight they provide, the photos, the videos, the stats, it's all there. If you're not a true basketball fan if you haven't downloaded the app.
And it's a way to stay up to speed even when you're at work.
Yes.
We know a lot of these games are part of the work week.
Have a sneaky look. And with some parts of the world, it's in the middle of the night. You don't want to wake everyone up. Just get the phone out, have a look, get the update. Travel.
Olivier Kamwa.
Yeah, Kamwa there was, you could see the opening, but the feet just weren't coordinating with the head, and he lifts the pivot foot before he puts the ball to the floor and changes the pivot foot. Easy call for the official.
Low surveying here. So drive and hit the cutter on the baseline. Holtz. A collision here at the top of the key. Wagner and Jan Tunen. This is going to be the first personal for Moritz Wagner.
Ooh, just a collision. Two of them come together. And Wagner, who eventually gets called for the foul.
Saleen off the curl. Tight screen makes it look good.
That's a tough one. He's starting to feel it now. That's his second for the evening.
Giffey. Over to Tiemann, spinning.
Good help.
Gives it right back. Germany looking for an answer. They'll get a second possession here. Feed to Moritz. Tiemann, top of the key, will let Jan Tunen fly by him, and Lowe will take the shot.
Yeah, good ball movement. Finland want a timeout.
That 3 cuts the lead to 1. It's 25-24 Finland. Timeout.
Coach Tuovi, he was singling out Myro Little on the weak side, because you see the weak side help come on the low post. Had to, because there was a switch. So Myro Lowe's on the weak side trying to guard 2, and he doesn't close out in the wrong position to start with.
Rotation. He's a shooter. We rotate, pass. You make him one more pass, and the next one effort. You don't give up. You don't stop playing. Effort, and we're fine. Sasso is hot. We gotta find him. just a screener. Only swinger.
So Coach Shuovi saying to stay with the play. And of course, keep your eyes on the hot hand for Finland. And right now, that is Sasu Salin. Morado Low with 3 points, 3 assists. Pretty potent power off the bench for Germany. And out of the timeout, we see Germany throwing up the full court defense once again.
It's kind of a three-quarter, more trying to be disruptive than get a steal. Like a 1-2, 1-1, three-quarter extended defense.
And the hot hand, can he make it again? This one's off for Salin.
He missed it, but I like the call. Salin's been hot, knocked down a couple of threes, so coming out of the timeout, drawing up a play for him to see if he can keep it going. I like it.
Corner look, this time from Timon, and no way. Who's there?
Hamwa.
This guy's gonna be playing for the University of Michigan next year in the NCAA, just smothering Timon.
He is, after a good long career with the Tennessee Volunteers, and decided to make the move, change it over.
Low in front of Salin. It's short. Saved there by Wagner. Giffey. Second time's the charm.
They've got it going now, Germany. Some of those early shots, as you heard in that last time out, the closeout's just not as tight. The intensity on the defensive end starting to falter for Finland.
And there he is. Kamwa rewarded after the defensive presence on the other end. It's 27 all. Low nearly gets the ball taken away. Salin on the floor with them. Another look to the feed. Kamwa.
That's right. And that's why I think that's where Timon's got to be further over. An on-ball screen. Wagner is more in a drops, able to get deep penetration. If that's the case, there's no ball pressure. Got to rely on some weak side help.
So fresh shot clock here for Germany. Giffey skips it over. Corner, driving in. Finish with the right. Halutz. And then on the defensive end, frustrating Markkanen as he reaches midcourt.
There's a telling time right now for Finland. They had the 5-point lead. It's now 2-point deficit. And we see the drive, a good drive as well. And Markkanen just caught out of position. Timon did enough just to make him a step late.
Mark Schuning calling the O here for Finland. Working off the screen, Matson flashes. Good hands there by Germany, tracked down by Markkanen. And recovering in a hurry, has to let it fly. Schroeder back on the floor now for Germany. Driving left, straight to the rack, and one. Dennis Schroeder. And his family in full attendance here inside Okinawa Arena.
Look at Sasu Salin. Looked like he was nailed to the floor. And that's not an indictment on Salin. That is just credit to Schroeder with the quick crossover. Explosive step to the rim. And that's hard to guard.
Schroeder completes the three-point play. He has 7 here tonight. And a backdoor cut here that resulted in some confusion and a foul handed over.
I think it's going to be on Hobbs. Just he's trying to guard the cutter. Too much hands holding the cutter.
And again, away from the ball.
It's Wagner this time. Is cutting it's hard because Markkanen is initiating a lot of the contact as well on the offense.
So Wagner picks up his second personal, heads to the bench. Back on the floor is Tice in his place. Markkanen kicks it around the horn. Makshuni. Valtunen now driving. Jumper misses. Covered up by Giffey. Schroeder staying very close to that baseline. Fearless attack. And this one's going to be last touched by Finland. So Germany retains the possession.
And that's more like the effort you want to see. Ilias Valtunen doing a great job that time, sliding his feet, keeping Schroeder in front of him. Forced him into a really tough shot. And certain things you got to live with if you're going to play this type of defense. Out of position here. Now he squares him up. Beautiful. Keeps him in front. And if he's going to make those tough contested shots, you shake his hand and say, well done. But that's the type of effort you need each and every play.
So now in front of Schroeder, you see Sapala. Tice driving, laying on the right. Pushes Germany's lead now to 7. Markkanen turns, shoots, misses. Jantunen there for the rebound. Dribble to the left for Valtunen. Won't go in. Tice with the board. Here on the curl. Oops, extra pass. Obst from the wing. That one drops in for the Germans. And Germany red hot right now. A 10-point advantage. Timeout for Finland.
Have a look at this one here. You see Valtunen trying to go through the screen. And that's not going to work, particularly when you've got an elite shooter like Obst. He'll try and lock and trail. And even if you're coming from behind, you might open up some penetrating lanes, but you've got a better chance to contest it rather than just hoping that you can get run through the screener.
A 19-5 run for Germany.
Okay? 3-2 paikka, ollaan siinä niin kauan, kunnes te tekee korin. Sen jälkeen takas siniseen.
Hey, try to be aggressive. Now we are gonna take few jumpers, good shots, but like we gotta attack. While we were in the beginning good, we were aggressive to defend. Try to find a closeout. They're not that, good on the closeouts to get bonus. Not only jumpers. Try to be aggressive. Everybody got the defense? Everybody got the defense. 1 minute hard, then you stop.
Well, they decided to change it up. Look at Daniel Tice. He's recovered from his health issues. Looks really fit with this World Cup. Tough season last season, but Finland decided to go to a zone. 3-2 zone they're going to have a look at, and they said that they'll stay in that zone until there's a score. So they want to give Germany a different look. I suppose you've got to mix it up, because what they've been doing this quarter hasn't had much success.
5 minutes to go here in the second. Finland down by 10. Final outing in Group E play before the classification and second round begins. Germany already sealing their bid to the second round after defeating Japan and Australia. And Finland looking for its first victory of the tournament. A weak side putback there by Valtunen.
Give credit to Markkanen. Worked on the boards and got the tip. Gave his team another opportunity for a 2. And we see Markkanen at the top of the 1-2-2 zone defense.
Schroeder from downtown. A miss. And covered up by Valtunen. Eyes down court. Coming through, Markkanen on the wing. And Bonga will bring things up for Germany. And a Euro step right through the gut. Isaac Bonga, coast to coast.
He's got the advantage of the ball handling skills and the pace, but also the size.
And on the other end, a hard take by Elias Valtunen. He's slow to get up. No whistle. Play continues. And now we have one. Sapala colliding with Schroeder.
All right, here we go. Thank you. We're good.
Sapala there. What happened was
I don't have that.
Schroeder faked the pass, and Sapala didn't bite on the fake and went straight to him. Have a look down the other end. Really aggressive drive by Valtunen. They need more of that. And he faked, and then he just tried to stop and inadvertently ran into him. So nothing excessive about that. That's just the collision of two bodies. Finland stay in their 1-2-2 zone defense.
Sapala, though, there picking up his 3rd personal foul. Voltman, a couple steps closer. Doesn't help with the outcome, but he stays in the mix.
It's going to be an off-the-ball foul by Tice.
Germany, number 10, Tice, 2nd personal, 84.
So Finland ball. Count that as a stop on defense.
There you see the rebounding. Oh dear, not a lot in that. That was just Mikael Jontunen putting a little extra onto it, and the officials bid on it. Gave him the call. Old Tiemann. Yeah, it's almost impossible for the official to ignore it when you grab it and then they see the jersey being pulled. So, Tiemann here, see, Schroeder's just saying, yeah, you pulled the jersey. He's upset, but it's an easy one for the official.
So Sapala here stepping off with his 3 fouls, and Kamwa back on the floor, the 23-year-old. And Markkanen is on the free throw line. That one is good. And Markkanen stays perfect from the free throw line. His parents clapping it up. He's got 8 points.
Had a little bit of a effect that helped them with this 1-2-2 zone defense.
Germany recovers, 2nd chance here. Obst. Posted up, down there is Voltman. Schroeder thought about it. He said he's gonna play with Little here a little bit and shoot right over him for 2.
He is a classy player. Going to be taking his talents to the Toronto Raptors next season. Just recently signed a 2-year deal.
Meanwhile, Little is going to be playing with the Baylor Bears in the NCAA. So it's almost the current versus the future as Jantunen.
Called a foot violation.
That one hurts, especially after the defensive effort by
they trapped him.
Finland and Jantunen.
Schroeder tried to split the trap, but that was a tight one. Usually, if it hits the foot, it's okay. If it's an intentional kicking of the ball, or you get an advantage with the foot, that's when they normally call it, but I didn't see it that way.
Holtman driving, loses his handle. Little with the ball. Trying to stay in front. The feed disrupted. Another takeaway here for Germany. Bonga, open court, finish with the left. Back out to 10, the lead is for the Germans. And a finish on the other end, Grandison with the reverse.
And Mauro Little with the push up the floor. Finds his man. Good work by the youngster.
Schroeder changing gears. Lay in too easy.
Well, they're back to square one. They started the 1-2 zone defense when they were 10 down. They got it back to 6. The last couple of possessions, that zone looks very porous.
And Markkanen and Bonga tangled up. Bonga here gonna pick up a personal foul.
Have a look. There's the screen up the top. And Mauro Little, he's got to be a lot tighter. The zone, you're trying to pack it in, take away the penetration, and be in a position where you can recover. You've got to be able to help on the penetration and then recover out to the wing. And that time, Mauro Little was in a bit of no man's land, and they're able to split him. Subbed out of the game. It's been a pretty physical affair, but so far in this one, only 16 fouls called collectively, 10 on Germany, 6 on Finland. Last night, we saw the game between Slovenia and Georgia, and 58 fouls called in the contest. Whoa. Makes for a long night and a real stop-start affair. This one here, a little bit more free-flowing.
And Markkanen stays perfect from the free throw line. More points from the free throw line than the field for him.
They stick with the zone.
Under a minute here to go in the half. Schroeder driving on Markkanen. Keeps it high and kiss off the glass. Banks open on Tuesday.
It was crafty. Knew the tools were in there. Put it a little higher up on the glass and never looked like missing.
And Grandison calling his own number a miss. Schroeder step through, creates his own. 3-ball won't go in. We're running with Finland. Makshuni going to slow things down.
I think Schroeder thought he had a bit more time and that early shot was the 2-for-1 opportunity, but he won't get it.
Makshuni driving right. Floater is good for 2. 2 seconds to shoot. Opes gets it up and can't get it to the rim. So after 20 minutes of play, it is Germany up by 8, 47-39.
Yeah, good recovery by Germany. They trailed it by 3 at the end of the first, and in that second quarter, you can see they cranked up the defense, got out in transition, got some easier looks, and the man of the moment, Dennis Schroeder, started to get things cooking. He's 5 of 9 for the field. The overall stats, you look and see the numbers, and neither team lighting it up from the 3-point line, but it's from the 2-point line where, the 2-point range that Germany have done most of the damage. They're shooting at 53%. Finland not bad either though, 47%. And there you see the leading scorers as well. So it's been an interesting game, this one, where Finland had the early initiative, but Germany showing their class, getting right back into it with a nice lead at halftime.
A look here at the key players. Schroeder, by the way, now has scored in double digits in each of his 8 games with the German national team in FIBA World Cup play. Markkanen 10 points, but like I said, most of those are coming from the free throw line. He's actually made 6 free throws, the most for him ever in a World Cup game. And this is almost to yesterday's testament when we saw a slow start by Slovenia and we saw Luka Doncic just drive, get to the free throw line. That's how Markkanen is making his mark here early. It
is, and we saw it, a couple of entry passes trying to get it to Markkanen that's resulted in some turnovers. There we see Giffey knocking one down. He's another one that hasn't necessarily been all that efficient from the three-point line throughout the course of his career. In fact, it ends in 8 games. In the last 8 games, that's his first three-pointer for Giffey.
And Germany getting some help from Tice and company. And Finland trying to find ways just to be effective in those second chance opportunities. Bonga, a strong take coast to coast. You can see the fans up out of their seats behind them.
It is. Finland have had their moments as well. And they've, throughout the tournament, scoring is always going to be a challenge, but their biggest challenge has been on the defensive end. Giving up 98 points on average per game, I think it was, 98. So that's way too many in 40-minute contests. You can see why with some of the action right here. Now that's a classy move but by Schroeder, but they've got to do a better job of keeping him out of the paint.
They do, but right now Germany out in front by 8, 47-39 here at the halftime break.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Nunes has it, takes the ball screen, turns the corner, goes inside, picks it back, throws it down, Hernan Gomez! Aggressive, throws it down, Nunes with a great assist.
This is extraordinary, and it's a tough shot. Take something like that, what a pass!
A Doncic dinner party, Doncic to Toby.
And he's loving his homework.
Nice a chance to lead the break. 2-on-1. Oh, what a block!
Yeah, Hollis Jefferson can create, so he's definitely going to put it up. The three, he's fouled! You cannot be serious! It takes an amazing athlete to make a play like that.
O'Hare driving baseline.
Wow.
Two-man slam this time.
Oh. Talk about some bounce. Kubion with his head up around the rim on that two-hand dunk.
Fernandez goes upstairs. Garuba. No.
Hanging on the rim.
Antetokounmpo has something that he can brag about in the Bucks locker room.
All the defensive work, and Slovenia gets the ball back. Ventaze, Doncic slips past him, and it counts. Luka Doncic unstoppable through the lane.
And Vitesse, he did the right thing. Make Luka beat you off the dribble rather than just standing back, so he closes out. Now this is going to be capable. Just Shengalia doesn't quite get there, moving to his right, doesn't get there in time.
Now quickly, they're going to block this. Oh, he does. Unbelievable block from Jackson. Kind of glances off the rim to Aguari. Nice bounce pass. Holy cow.
What a finish. He just elevated above everyone. Left-hand throw down. That is a highlight for Hollis Jefferson.
Away in the flush. That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Welcome back inside Okinawa Arena. We're midway through Finland, Germany, closing out Group E play, and the top scorer for the Finns, who were down now by 8 points, has been Lauri Markkanen. You see his stat line on your screen. I think it's just about finding a supporting cast for this guy.
Well, it is, but it's also about trying to get him some more looks. He's been able to get to the free throw line, but needs some better shooting opportunities like this. If you switch, you've got a little guy on him. Schroeder almost conceding on that one. The mid-range by Lauri Markkanen is one of his strengths. Three-point shooting has historically also been one of his strengths, but he's had his problems in this tournament. Here we see the numbers of him in this one today. 2 of 7 from the field, and he, from the three-point line, is 0 of 4. So right now, across both the games, his numbers are starting to plummet from the three-point line. Now, 3 of 18. This man here, he was explosive against Australia 2 nights ago, where he had 30. And it took him a little while just to assess the situation. This was the killer crossover. Gets baseline, and the issue you've got 2 weak side helpers and no one in the paint. Easy 2 for Schroeder. And again at the top, you got Markkanen using his length to make him put it to the floor, but he's just too crafty. Kumwa comes over to help, but the nice high arcer to kiss off the glass. And there you do see a little more mid-range dots on his shot chart than you do many other players, but still getting it done very efficiently. 5 of 9, 13 points.
Schroeder, the captain of this Germany squad, who is red hot. They have won now 5 of their last World Cup games in a row. They're trying to string together 6 and some more momentum, as they've already secured their spot in the second round of the World Cup here. Finland, on the other hand, we will see them in the classification games, which still matter. These are big games. Every point counts, every contest, win and loss, will be carried through to the very end for the classification round, and an opportunity to qualify for the Olympics or an Olympic qualifying tournament, right? Everyone's goal is not only to win a World Cup, but to get to those Paris games.
Absolutely, and the only one with a guaranteed ticket right now is Paris. For Paris is the French team, of course, and they were bundled out, one of the pre-tournament favourites. They've dropped their first 2 games, and they will be going to the classification rounds and not have a chance to fulfill their goal of winning a medal at the World Cup. And Germany, when they go to the next round, they will definitely be facing Slovenia and probably Georgia. So they'll be the next 2 games. And it's highly likely if Australia will be there with them. Australia plays Japan in the follow-up game after this one. If Australia wins that contest, they also will advance. But Australia will go in carrying a loss to Germany. And then you've got those 2 games. So for Australia to advance to the quarterfinals, they virtually have to be guaranteed to beat Slovenia and probably Georgia in order to get to the quarterfinals. Now, Germany may have the luxury of dropping one of those and still getting there because they've already got the 1 win. Pick up 1 more and should be enough. Not always the case, though. Got to be careful in that next round. But first time, the last 2 World Cup campaigns, Germany have not advanced to the second round. And it was Dominican Republic in 2019 that rained on the parade of a much more fancied German team.
One stat that is in Germany's favor, well, they've won each of their 13 FIBA World Cup games when they were leading by more than 5 points at halftime. Right now, they're up by 8. 20 more minutes to play for Finland. What adjustments can you see coming out of the half here? What needs to happen?
Well, we look at the numbers there, and that's the starting 5 and the minutes they're playing. And Markkinen doing a lot of the Markkinen, the 2 stars, Markkinen and Schroeder, doing most of the work, spending 15 minutes of the available 20 minutes on the court. And I think Finland, what they need to do is figure out a way to defend. That's been their Achilles heel. They've been okay without being spectacular offensively. Had their moments, but they've got some offensive tools that can get it done. But what's happening is that their lack of defensive strength is putting so much pressure on their offense because they can't get stops. It wasn't bad in the first half, held Germany to 19 points. But then there's that slippage. They give up 28 in the second. So, right now, they're on pace that Finland have got to get over 90 to get to win. So it's asking a lot of your offense.
Louis Turvi tasked with drawing up that game plan. And there's a boot on Franz Wagner's left foot. So maybe a little bit more serious than we thought.
I don't think so. It looks bad, but they do that all the time. Little sprains, they do it when you're trying to get your recovery as quick as you possibly can. They do everything possible to eliminate the stress on that ankle to give it as much rest as possible. So sometimes it can look a whole lot worse when you see that brace and the support, but it's more about just elite players trying to get them back as quickly as you possibly can, and those real small things kick in.
A look at Franz Wagner's mom and dad standing there in the orange shirt. They have traveled far to be here, as Franz and Moritz both live in Orlando, Florida, and play for the Orlando Magic. And for Coach Tuovi here, he's only had to deal with one Wagner brother on the court. And relatively, this Finland squad, just making their second World Cup appearance, they're a newcomer, and to come out of that European bracket per se, it's a tall task.
No, it is. And there's the app we've been talking about. Get the phone out right now if you haven't got the app and scan that code.
So third quarter underway. Despina Barton alongside Andrew Gaze. We're in Okinawa Arena. Group E finale is today. Germany, the only unbeaten team in the group. They have already sealed their fate and will be moving on to the second round. Finland, their next steps revolve around being in the classification grouping. And Markkinen picks up an early foul here. His first personal, excuse me. Yes, his first personal. And on the free throw line, we're looking at Wiltman. Flat first shot.
Yeah, well short. By Vorten. Plays in Italy for Milan. So he did last season. 60% free throw shooter across last season.
So Finland trying to make up for a deficit here. Little gets stripped. Bonga speeding ahead. Jan Tuunen hacks him.
Yeah, and there was a noticeable difference in that last defense position. Look at the hustle by Bonga. Gets a hand in. And that's where Mikael Jan Tuunen needs to be able to read the defense. Just assuming that the handoff's going to be there. Bonga with the reach in forces him into another turnover. It's only their 6th turnover, so not bad by Finland.
And Bonga makes both of them. Germany, definitely a change-up in defense here. Salin's pass take away. Back-to-back turnovers forced here by the Germans. Schroeder to Tice, extra pass, Bonga makes it pay.
Really good kick-out pass by Tyson. How about the feed by Schroeder as well?
A 6-0 run to open up the quarter for Germany, and 3 straight turnovers for Finland. Tice now to Bonga. That one feels great. Germany feeling themselves.
Terrible start to the 3rd quarter. And I reckon the message, based on what we've seen at halftime, as Bonga goes in, they don't have their plan right on what they're doing on the pin down. The slip by Bonga is on, and it's an easy dunk for him. But I don't know what, at the halftime break, you obviously don't know what's happened, but I reckon Gordon Herbert, he was focusing on defense. They have cranked it up to a couple of extra levels, and they got rewards with the turnovers.
And everybody getting a touch here on the offensive end for Germany. But Bonga, the catalyst on defense, rewarded on offense.
Yeah. There it is again. See the down screen playing on the underneath side. It was like there was confusion. Are we going to switch the down screen? Are we going to lock and trail it? Are we going to gap it? All different options you can use on a pin down. And they did neither. And complete lack of communication. And Bonga, a simple slip to the basket for the two-hand stuff.
Bonga already doubling up what he's been able to score in his 2 previous appearances. 13 points for Isaac Bonga. Sapala, floater. Another shot, Saline. It's short. Saved by Matson. And he steps out of bounds, so instead it is Germany ball.
Well, that's right. The hustle's there, and this has been impressive, the way in which Germany have been able to come out and just crank up the defensive end intensity. And this, when it's like that, that's where you got to rely more on your offense. Set better screens, run harder cuts, move the ball, move the man, loosen up the defense. Test them. Are they going to be able to play that intensity for 24 seconds or not? But right now, the turnovers, it's becoming short-term and easier for Germany on the defensive end.
So third team foul here for Finland. That one was on Valtunen. Just 2 minutes in to the third quarter. Bonga, the hot hand. Tice, top of the key. A miss, and we're heading down court with Sepala. A big moment for Sepala and Finland to answer.
And a much needed one as well. Their first made field goal for the quarter. Germany have already reeled off 8 points.
Oops. Stroking it.
Tough pull-up. Going flat out away from the basket. And that requires a lot of leg strength to keep that composure, keep that form.
How about on the other side, Markkinen? Oh, excuse me, Madsen. Ruder walking things back out. Now on the wing, decides to pull the trigger himself. His partner, Tice, puts it back for 2.
It is, and at such a critical stage, it's a little surprising not to see Markkinen out on the floor.
Jantunen splitting his defenders. Salin just to the right of the key, a miss. And Germany will head down court. 15-point advantage for the Germans. Oops, one speed to the rack.
Yeah, all too easy for Germany and compounding their problems. They're dominating the boards. They lead that category 22-14. This time it's an offensive foul. It's going to go against Alexander Madsen. As he handed the ball off, you've got to be stationary. Hands the ball off and then pivots and moves straight into the defender. That's a moving screen. You can't do that. You didn't need to do it either. Just when you get to that moment where you see the game slipping away, you get a little too desperate. Just stick with your systems. Have that discipline.
Finland here at that break brought in Olivier Camois. Oops, back to Schroeder. Giving him the right there with Sepala. And you can't do that.
It's too quick.
We know the scout on Schroeder.
That's right, and with the right hand just explodes to the basket. Try and send him left, and then also try and keep him in front. Easier said than done because of the pace.
Maksuni, top of the ring, misses. And we'll keep moving, Germany. Schroeder, the handles, shaken there. Camois, Tice again, no, the tip from his buddy, Holtman. Everybody crashing now on the offensive side.
We're starting to get real messy now for Finland.
Sepala, that one will go down. The assist for Camois.
It's simple action, but the mere fact you throw it in low, none of us have to score, but when the defense collapses, you've got to pass out for a relatively easy 3. I'd like to see perhaps a little bit more of that from Finland.
Oops, extra touch, Bonga for 2.
It doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end right now. If there is not a significant and immediate improvement on the defensive end, they can't compete.
20-point differential, Maksuni. The runner goes in.
And they're hitting some nice shots. Shuni's come in, giving them a spark. You know, to knock down a couple in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Down here, it's looked messy.
Oops, couple dribbles over, and this one is getting away from Finland.
We're shooting at 57% from the field.
Kamwa, an answer, so that goes ahead and takes away the last 3. But Finland still with a deficit, and time running low. Schroeder to Opes, he gets it back. He's toying with Safala here, will draw the trigger, misses.
Morton gets picked up, called for the foul, and it's a good foul for Germany. It stops the transition. Kumwa was on the fly. Look at Ops. Penetrates. Help there, but the help come and was really not all that relevant, and able to make the pass. And this time, simple one bounce, pull up, flashes a 3. The legend, Dirk, he's loving it, getting around his teammates.
He is, and now, Andrew, that we've seen both of these teams now play 3 different times, and Germany going to be advancing on. It looks like it's intentional for Coach Herbert to make sure everybody's got a great feel for the game and getting, you know, filling up their own stat line up there.
Well, that's right, but there's still that very much that mentality of sharing it around, giving up good shots for better shots, and Germany have really clicked in this 3rd period.
Would you say they're the strongest team here in Okinawa?
Well, I guess you have to, because they've got the wins on the board, don't they? But, you know, there's very little between them and Australia, which was demonstrated in that tight, classic game a couple of days ago. I'll say this, I think both Germany and Australia maybe just marginally, very marginally, ahead of Georgia and Slovenia, who are going to be the 2 teams coming up next, provided Australia can get past Japan. And there's a better defensive set. The scrambling, the intensity, and forces Germany into the 24-second shot clock violation. Marking it back in, as I mentioned. Surprising in that crucial stage to see him spend a chunk of this quarter on the bench.
A whistle away from the action.
Even roughing him up. Matt Horn's action with the pass, and they try to shuffle cut Laurie Markkinen into that box, and that time there, Tiemann just too physical and trying to stop him from making the cut.
So Markkinen off the screen, short. Wagner with the ball. Tiemann surveying, gets it back, and Wagner's gone. A miscue, and Finland's going the other way. Markkinen with the 2-hand jam.
And that's where Giffey needs to be careful. The good hustle to try and to stop the errant pass in the over and back, but in the attempt to save it, he threw it straight to Finland, and Finland able to explode out of that turnover. An easy 2 for Markkinen.
So can Finland build on this? Giffey. Haluts elevating over everybody. Haluts now with 6 points. Nakshuni with the ball for Finland. Stepping through Kamwa. And Lowe secures the rebound. Too much heat delivered as the pass was intended for Johannes Tiemann. stringing together a pair of turnovers here for Germany.
You see the transition basket might help spark Markkanen. Sees one go through, an easy one, gets his personal tally ticking over. He's up to 12, but he's only 3 of 9 and 0 of 5 from the three-point line for Markkanen. And to put that into some sort of perspective, he was a 39% three-point shooter from NBA range last season.
Kamwa here. Turns it over. 40.1 seconds to play here in the third. Same differential, 18 points. Team on. Giffey in the corner. Rolling right in. Shoot or shoot.
After a slow start, they're starting to find the range as well from the three-point line. Up to 33%. 8 of 24, and wide open looks. They're getting the extra pass.
Little kick, corner, Kantunen. That one's short, Markkanen will keep it alive. 3 seconds to shoot. He does that over Wagner. It's a miss. And so the third quarter comes to a close. Germany now up by 21 at 76-55 with 10 more minutes to play, Andrew Gaze.
Yeah, really good quarter by Germany. Had it going. In fact, the last two in the second, they had 28 points. Well, they've done one better. Up to 29 in the third quarter and been able to restrict Finland to 16. Well, there's been many highlights in the third, and unfortunately for Finland, most of them have come in the white jerseys. There's been some good shooting. Like I said, they've got some good shooters out there. Sapala knocking down the three ball, but Ops got it going. Couple of three balls, some good penetration. And it's always nice when you're shooting threes to know that you're going to have some help on the glass. And Tice was there for that putback. Schroeder filling the paint. And Madsen's been solid, but just not enough. Here's Obstin talking about him. That was his second three ball for the quarter. And it just, not enough defense from Finland. 29 points in a quarter is a lot in 10-minute quarters. And they're shooting it at 57%, which is a reflection of the defense of Finland.
We go zone again. Lauri in the middle, 2 on the bottom. Let's go. Let's go.
Go ahead and scan that QR code on your screen if you haven't already downloaded the Courtside 1891 app. Stream, schedule, scores, everything your little basketball heart could desire in the palm of your hand.
It is, and I tell you, the social media staff here at Okinawa, there's a good dozen or so cameras, videographers, it's all here. And boy, can they pump out some content. All available on the app. Jump on. Do yourself a favor.
10 minutes to play. Finland, Germany. With a win, Germany would walk into the second round with a 3-0 record. And of course, they've already had sealed up their trip to that second round. On the opposite end of this bracket is Slovenia and Georgia, likely to go through. And those are the teams that would cross over here with potentially Australia and Germany. They'll create a new group, 4 teams moving towards the second round of the World Cup, and then the bottom half of the current bracket will create a new group for classification. And so lots of basketball still ahead as Kamwa shows off his athleticism there.
But just using his smarts. He's got the length and the athleticism created a gap that allowed him to deal with the penetration, but still able to contest the shot.
Kamwa from the free throw line, a miss. And now Germany working in some different guys at the guard position. Halutz and Giffey alongside Mahado Lowe. Lowe slipping through defenders. Extra pass knocked away.
That was classy by Lowe. Realizes that the defensive strategy of Finland is to show on those hard screens. And when there's a gap, though, he doesn't need much of a gap to be able to slice it and split it. And that time gets to the paint. Wasn't able to finish.
Germany going to go ahead and take a timeout here at the 8:45 mark.
Harter Pass, dann müssen wir rollen und dann 4 gegen 3. Hey, listen, Niels is right here. Hey, Mo here. Hey, JT, Mauro. All right, hey, Niels, Justus, you got the ball. Niels, you're coming like this, like you're gonna set the screen, you're looking for the lob, first option. Niels, first option, you gotta come up like you're setting it, all right? Mauro, you're coming up, hey, up a double right here, you're coming. Mo, you gotta slip it because it might switch, all right?
This is a packed house here in Okinawa Arena. So much love for the game. Their countries, Finland, Germany, the young basketball fans, and all of the above. The passion on full display here for the Men's World Cup. And a fun little factoid for you, Andrew Gaze. With that last block by Kamwa, he becomes the first Finnish player to record 3+ blocks in a World Cup game.
Yep, and Finland there. Good stop. We've been speaking a lot about their defense, and it's third quarters in particular where they've really struggled. Against Australia in game 1, they gave up 25. Against Japan in the third quarter, they gave up 27, and they've now given up 29 against Germany. So they're getting progressively worse with their third quarters. Whatever they're doing at the halftime breaks, you might need to reassess, change the water, change everything, because it's not trending in the right direction.
To the benches, please, to the bench.
We've got a coach's challenge, have we?
Coach's challenge for the out of bounds on the floor.
Challenging the out of bounds.
All right. So we have Germany coach's challenge for the out of bounds on the floor. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, just go all the way till the out of bounds, please.
Geez,
yeah.
Pretty clear cut to me.
Blue. So, okay, it's off that inside hand on Markkanen. So we're going to overturn the call. It's going to be Germany ball. Okay? Yep.
Clear on our screens, and certainly clear for the officiating crew. This is going to be overturned.
Germany.
This is a new introduction, the opportunity for coaches to have a coach's challenge, but it makes no sense to me. 0 sense that you only get one, and you are correct, but then you lose it. You can't challenge anymore. I suspect, I don't know why that you wouldn't, if you're correct, keep the challenge.
You get a reward for good behavior, at least good judgment in this sense, right?
Well, the thing about it is that you really, if I'm coaching, even if there's a howler of a call out there, you want to save that challenge until the end when it might be more critical to make the call. Now, on this one here, it's probably not going to matter too much, so Germany go ahead and challenge and get it right and get the possession.
Wagner, extra pass to Giffey. Tiemann down on the block. Here's another chance for the Germans. Halutz threads it to Wagner, and one. Moritz Wagner is going to the free throw line.
Well, it's a good finish, but Halutz with the pass, threading the needle. Finland having all sorts of problems dealing with on-ball screens. And that time there, splitting the gap. And another easy two. Clear foul. Look at the strength. Just powered up by Wagner.
2 points for Wagner. That was his first bucket of the game. He had 25 and 9 rebounds against Japan in the opening contest. Was our TCL player of the game. His parents here and his brother, the one in the boot, healing up as the competition will continue here for Germany on their road to a World Cup. That's the goal anyways for this squad. They're still in contention. Low, baseline cutter, Timon with the two-hand jam. Kamwa driving baseline, a little caught up there by Wagner. Markkanen will let it fly from 3. It continues to struggle, and Halutz will pick up a personal.
He is Wagner. We see a lot of struggles on the offensive end, but Markkanen, the thing I love about him is he going to check out of the game, is that his body language, he misses a shot, but it's not like he gets down on himself. And internally, he'd be gutted. He's really disappointed. He knows he's not shooting it well from the three-point line. And to me, this is a coach waving the white flag as Markkanen checks out. Still 7.5 minutes to go, but
Very Little went out with him as well.
Yeah.
Some active hands there by Halutz. The defense not backing down, or I guess not taking any breaks here for Germany. Only to be only if we could be a fly on the wall during that halftime speech from Coach Herbert.
Well, clearly the evidence that we've seen of what's happening on the floor is they've taken their defense, Germany, to another level. And there's another example of it. It's going to be a shot clock violation. Didn't get out of his hand before the 24-second shot clock had expired.
Coach Tuovi on your left of your screen. His team still looking for their first victory here in the 2023 FIBA Men's World Cup. It's likely that they will be matched up for their next 2 games against Cape Verde or Venezuela, as Wagner will add to his stat line. .28 points is the lead for Germany here with 6:39 to play. Kamwa's shot is short. Loose ball picked up. Another shot for Finland. And Makshuni will get 3 on the board. Wagner, right lane. He's having his way now as there's no defensive assistance from Finland.
No, it's just a difficult challenge because take nothing away from Germany. They are an elite team, but the ease at which there's no ball pressure there. You're showing on a screen, and if you're there and you've got a cutter going, if you just ease at which the passes are made, a reach behind, simple cut, the ease at which Germany are able to score. I reckon Finland right now, they're going to just pick something and say, we're going to take something away from you. And if that means that, okay, we're just going to give up the 3-ball and pack it in, so be it. But right now, they're getting beaten in every single facet of the half court.
Instantly had to check Maksuni's fouls to see if he was in any type of foul trouble, as he did not contest that last bucket by Wagner. And no, he's got no personal fouls on the board, just kind of stopped in his tracks, cementing his feet.
It's a disappointing night for Finland.
Huge discrepancy here with second chance points, at least conversion for Germany.
Yeah, and the rebound count is 30-19 in favour of Germany. So on the defensive end, and what's further compounded it in the second half in particular, 15 turnovers. And we've still got 6 and a bit minutes to play.
Matson's pass taken away. We'll keep adding on to the turnovers, and Wagner just having his way, muscling through. This is turning into a pickup game.
Certainly turning into an embarrassment for Finland. And on the offensive end, they've shown at times their capabilities. Able to find ways to get some good scoring looks. Got a lot of talent.
At the break, it was an 8-point game. Germany leading as Giffey tries again from 3. And now we're nearing that 30-point mark. And Halutz will pick up a personal foul.
Germany, there's the, and that is a player defending that is just reacting. So a play, you're not making a predetermined decision of which way you want to send your player. And the game is heavily weighted in favour of the offense. You've got to take away some of the choices of the offense. And okay, if you're getting beaten one way, rely on some help, but they're just trying to react, and it's too hard. Sapala has come on and given a spark offensively. 4 of 6 from the three-point line. This is just...
The rack in the lane is just so open for Germany here. Giffey on the outside. On the ground is Votman.
Now they get a couple of stops, but those stops have nothing to do with the defense. It's just they're missing shots, Germany.
Kramer fouled as he was trying to give the ball away.
Number 21, Maxudi.
Jersey, please. Jersey.
First personal, team second.
Good.
Another look at Wagner. His parents loving that. Like Burger King, he's having it his way here in the fourth quarter. Giffey spinning through traffic. Foul is called. 4:05 to play, and he'll head to the free throw line as Finland picks up their third team foul.
With this comfortable victory that's heading the way of Germany, it's allowed them to really spread the minutes out. Dennis Schroeder hasn't had to do all that much. He's played 22 minutes in the contest, and it's highly unlikely we're going to see him back on the court. He picked up his 15 points.
And Wagner's off as well.
Tice.
Bongo.
Similar. Being able to distribute the minutes a fair bit. And David Kramer, he hasn't seen a lot of action throughout the tournament. He's going to get a good 4 or 5 minutes here to get some run. There he is defending the ball.
And a takeaway, another for Germany here with the second squad on the floor. Kramer, baseline 3. That one's got to feel good off the bench.
Kramer says, hey, coach, I'm ready. Play me. comes out. Not easy when you've been sitting for a big chunk of the game, and you come out and you've got to get your legs, your hands, get your mind right, and get in the feel of it real quick, because he knows he's only got limited minutes. And makes the most of it there. Comes in and instantly splashes a 3. Well done, young man.
Andrew, as we look ahead, as this will conclude the Group E play for these two teams, Germany will be the top of that grouping, and they will match up with the lower seed of Group F.
And they take in a 3-0 record into the next round.
Which all of your work is a cumulative record here in Okinawa and Jakarta and of course Manila. So your every game counts, every score counts. What stands out to you for Germany as they move forward here? And our guess at this point would be playing a Georgian squad.
Well, they have size, and that's what Georgia has as well, but Germany can match that height for height, but they also have incredible talent as Kumwa comes in and shows his promise. He's a good one. He's going to be the future of Finland. Him and Myro Little, 2 youngsters.
And for anybody watching back in the States, Kumwa will be playing at the University of Michigan next year. So get your blue and yellow out. Wolverines fans, Kumwa is gonna...
Another 3-ball, and Little's another one for US fans. He's going to be taking his talents to Baylor University. He's only 19, Myro Little. Kumwa's been around in the college system for a while at Tennessee. Kumwa's 23 years of age.
And Finland just making their second ever World Cup appearance here. And finding a way here to score late. Unfortunately, this is that coin garbage time, right? The game is taken care of. And Germany gonna go ahead and substitute back in Maurice Wagner.
Wortman goes to the bench. Wortman leaves with 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists for the big fella as well.
Halus with 7 to shoot. Timas, extra pass out, looked by Kramer, and he does his job. 2 3-pointers for Kramer.
Back-to-back threes for Kramer. These first 2 attempts.
Under 90 seconds to go. As Germany is going to finish out their group play unblemished. And a team that everybody's going to want to get some tape on and review as they get set to move on to the second round of the World Cup. And clapping in the fans here inside Okinawa Arena has begun. Germany 35 seconds away from a perfect clean slate in Group E play. Wagner, one more for good measure.
Well, adds to his personal tally. It's been a good night. Perfect from the field is the big fella. 5 of 5 for his 12 points and 3 rebounds, and it looks like Finland have had enough. They're just going to run it out.
All that work in 16 minutes for Wagner. Olivier Kumwa, the last to touch the ball for Finland, and that one counts. Regardless, this one is over. Germany strings together 6 straight here on the World Cup stage and finish Group E play with an unblemished, perfect 3-0 record. That is a first time that Germany will do so and finish the preliminary round perfect in World Cup history. The final score, Germany 101, Finland 75.
An impressive result by Germany. They trailed in the first. It was a slow start, took them a while to get going, and they trailed by 3 at the end of the first quarter. Took a nice 10-point lead into halftime, and then from then on, they just went to another level. Clearly, at the halftime break, Gordon Herbert, head coach of Germany, just gave them a little bit of advice of what they needed to do on the defensive end. They crank up their defense and made life miserable for Finland. And Finland, they were poor. No other way to describe it. They were poor on the defensive end. Their lack of attention to detail, and they were just cut apart by the efficiency of Germany, the ball movement, the penetration, every facet of the game went well for Germany, and it's symbolic of Finland's problems. The first 2 games, they averaged giving up 96 points, and they give up 101 to Germany. Their offense is not good enough to outscore a German team by more than 100.
Dirk Nowitzki here hanging out to congratulate his guys. Even though Nowitzki is a FIBA Central Board member, obviously he is a German first.
Absolutely.
And proud of his guys.
Great love from the German players, as you would expect. Jaja Petrulia is right next to him, the Georgian star.
And Schroeder here with the entire family. When he wins, the family wins. Moritz Wagner shaking hands there with Zaza Pachulia and, of course, Dirk Nowitzki. These are the next line of superstars in the Schroeder family.
Well, one thing they've done is inherited some outstanding DNA from Dad. We take a look at the highlights, and early on, we thought we were going to have a contest. We thought Finland had come to play. Some excellent passing. Perfect from Wagner for his 12 points, 5 of 5 from the field. They were able to shout around. Tiemann showing his athleticism, getting up high with a 2-hand stuff. And the unselfishness of Germany was on show as well. Their ability to make the extra pass, turning down good shots for great shots. And it was a real tough night at the office for Finland.
Germany, too, sharing the ball. 29 assists in today's game. Only in 2002 against New Zealand have they had more. So the game ball, everybody getting to eat tonight for Germany, but staying true to the team aspect, sharing the ball, playing for one another. So much pride with this Germany squad. They are so proud to put on that jersey. They are committed, and they are moving on to the second round of the Men's World Cup.
And they do so with great confidence. 3-0 in pool play in a tough pool. Described by many as the pool of death because of Australia, Germany, and Finland in particular, and the host, Japan. Let's not rule them out. We're talking up Australia and Germany, but Japan win tonight and they go through. So can't be ignored, and what a game that's shaping up to be. It's going to follow this one. But it was Finland's lack of intensity and, dare I say it, seemingly plan on the defensive end in particular that really stuck out. And sometimes it can be the players not executing the plan, and I dare say that would be the case because this is a far more talented team than was on display here. Lauri Markkanen, we've spoken a lot about him, but he was 3 of 10 from the field. Have a look at the standings.
One thing is certain, Germany will be the top team heading out of Group E. They will play the lower seed across the pathway in Group F. They go ahead and finish the preliminary round unblemished for the first time in FIBA World Cup history. Congratulations to Germany. For Andrew Gaze, I'm Despina Barton. The final score, 101-75. The Germans we'll see in the second round.